Hey, what's going on YouTube fam? This is LC with Lord Crypto. Thank you for joining me today. Now today I have a special project. It is a low cap gem in the DeFi space, and this project is Alchemix. Now Alchemix is doing some creative, innovating things in the DeFi sector, and with this project you can actually borrow against your assets, and a lot of the time with these type of protocols you have to worry about liquidations. With Alchemix, you don't have to worry about any liquidations. Your yield over time actually pays for your loan. So I definitely wanted to bring this project to the loyal crypto community because there's a lot of ways that we can possibly make money from Alchemix, and I want to get it to you before a lot of people know anything about it. So if you like content like this, please like, subscribe, and share. And now let me dive into this one. So today I have a project called Alchemix. Now Alchemix, I think this is a true gem in the DeFi space, so I definitely want you guys to know more about it. Now the ticker is ALCX with a price of currently $717.94. Now it's currently down 1.7%, but that's okay. You understand that the market is completely red this last few weeks, and we have a current market cap of 213 million and has a circulating supply of 297, let's call it 298,000, with a max supply of 2.3 million. Now this circulating supply with this max supply is extremely good. That's why we have such a high price for a market cap of 200 and let's say 14 million. And if you look down here, you can see it's only been on the market from February 26th, or at least that's what CoinGecko is showing me. And the sentiment is actually pretty good. And I think a lot of people understand how huge this can possibly be. Now you have an all-time high here of $2,000 or $2,066 and an all-time low of $279. I'm extremely excited about it only being $717 right now because I feel like we're getting these great projects at a discount. And when you buy things at a discount, that's how you win in the long run. So you can actually get Alchemix on SushiSwap, Gate.io, FTX, and OX protocol. And I think SushiSwap is going to be the best way to get this. I have SushiSwap as well, but let me get into the website and let you know exactly what Alchemix is doing. Alright, so Alchemix website is a nice, interesting look. It has a lot of these geometric patterns and everything like that. So I really like the style of the project. And it says here, rewriting the laws of finance, the future yield tokenization protocol. So Alchemix lets you reimagine the potential of DeFi by providing highly flexible instant loans that repay themselves over time. You actually not having to worry about liquidations here. The yield that you gain after you borrow, it actually pays itself off. And this is something that a lot of people want to do, possibly in the bear market. So the synthetic protocol token, ALUSD, is backed by future yield. Join the growing wave of alchemy, is destiny on your terms. No liquidations. Your only debt is time. And that is something that a lot of people are going to want to have, is paying off their loans with time, and also have the peace of mind that their coins won't get liquidated if it drops below a certain price. Because we understand in the bear market, there's a possibility of things being liquidated after it drops 70%. We don't know what this bear market is going to do, but I like the idea of actually being able to borrow and it's paying itself off just based off what the protocol is doing in the background, gaining you yields. So generate deposit DAI to mint ALUSD, a synthetic stablecoin that tokenizes your future yield. And you can automate. So yield earned by your collateral from yield.finance vaults auto-magically repays your advance over time. So redeem. Transmute ALUSD back into DAI one-to-one in Alchemix, or trade it on decentralized markets such as SushiSwap or Curve.finance. So you can look into the documentation there, and you can also read their white paper. Let me click on DeFi Pulse really quickly. So if we go out here, it's currently May 30th when I'm recording this video, and they have $423 million total value locked in this project. After this dip, I feel like that is extremely bullish. So if you guys want to get in here, you can have a value project that a lot of people are putting their money in, even after this huge correction that we have in the market. So I think this is a gem, and I think this is going to stay around for the long run. You can click here, you can see the videos that they have. It's pretty sleek, new age, and I think it's very entertaining. So you guys take a look at that and just scroll through the rest of the site, and I think you're gonna find a lot of things that you're gonna see, like the roadmap, that you're going to be interested in, and you're gonna wanna stick around and maybe have this in your portfolio for one of your long-term holds. Now, let me look at their following. Okay, so I'm over here on Twitter, and as you can see, I'm bringing this to you guys very, very early. So you're gonna be one of the first people that's jumping into this thing. I said it has been out since at least February on CoinGecko. It says here is joined Twitter on August 2020, and it only has 30,000 followers. Guys, I'm telling you, it seems like you're going to be getting into this project early. So if you want to actually capitalize on things becoming extremely bullish in the altcoin season during the summer months, what I believe, I feel like this is going to be one of the best times to buy. Now let me get over to the charts and give you my price update and a price prediction. Alright, so I have Alchemix pulled up here on a 2-hour chart over on Dex Tools. And let me first start off by doing a fib retracement so you can see where our levels are. So just dragging this out here to our all-time high. We have some interesting levels. So let me get my lines out. Okay, so we have our 382 here at $1,400, $1,412. We have our 50% retracement here at $1,205, and our 618 is right there at $995. And as you can see, we've been having to retest this zone, so that's going to show some very interesting things in a second. And let me go down here for 886, and let me just put up our 786. Okay, boom. So guys, look at this. You can't, I mean, come on. If you guys are not looking at these fib retracements, you would not understand what's going on out there on the charts. These levels are catching price action exactly, almost beautifully, right? So you see here at our 886, it has bounced perfectly off the 886, and now it's retesting the 786 zone. Okay, so like I said earlier, our 618 is going to be a key metric we have to break over to make sure we're going to start seeing a very, very nice recovery. But right now, I want to make sure we're holding steady on the 786 and possibly start to trade over our 50 EMA. Is if we can come out here with the 50 EMA and we start to trade above that, that's going to show that price has now stabilized. It's a good buying opportunity because after it breaks back over that baseline, it's showing that it wants to start now trending upward after we came off this huge bearish trend. Okay, so after we break past our 786, we of course need to get past our 50, and it looks like right here between our 50 at $1,205 to around $1,262. Let me throw a little rectangle up showing that's going to be another key metric that we need to break past of resistance. That's going to be a nice little zone there that we definitely want to break out of after we start to finally stabilize above our 618. And the next metric is going to be our 382 at this zone here, around $1,431 to $1,386. These are going to be our next two metrics that we need to break past once we start to see a recovery in Alchemix. All right, so let me look at my indicators. All right, so first we want to look at our MACD. And what the MACD is showing me is that we are currently trading under our zero line. We want to first break above that zero line and start to bounce above it. And once it does that, you know momentum has changed and we're going to start seeing some new lights. I feel like the bounce had occurred already at our 886. It feels like Bitcoin and the rest of the market is starting to stabilize. Right now we're trading sideways. It's looking boring. And when things are looking boring, that's when you accumulate to make the most profits, okay? If you're smart money, you're buying in at these levels after you seen that the dip has now bounced and we're starting to trade sideways, you want to get in when it's sideways because it's showing that it's creating a strong support level. And once we start to go above the zero line, I feel like that's going to be the next wave. If you have some money sitting on the sideline, you're going to want to get into this one before altcoin season really pops off. Of course, no one can actually predict when that can happen. All we can do is speculate, but the best thing you can possibly do is buy in when it's low and steady. Now let me look at our stochastics RSI. And the stochastics RSI, let me throw my my 50 line up here. So the stochastics is showing some nice moves over the 50 line. Is currently looking like it's trading underneath. It's coming down underneath. What I want to see is a possible bounce and start to have some more nice bounces above this 50 line. Of course, it's going to dip back under as well because it's going to give us a lot of signals. But once we start seeing more bounces as such above the 50 line, that's showing me that momentum has changed and we're ready to go back in the upward direction. Now let me give you my price prediction because I'm very bullish on this DeFi platform. Alright, so what I'm going to do here is start with our fib extension. I feel like this is a good point, basically showing a nice accurate move on where we are currently, starting off from April 28th. I'm going to go up here to our swing high. That's our local high after we went off a cliff in this little correction. And I'm going to swing down all the way to this nice bounce around our 886 and just drawing that out. As you can see, here at our 1.272, it is currently showing me that it wants to create a first price target with this fib extension right over our 382. So as I was telling you guys, once we break over this last level of resistance right here on our fib retracements, that's going to be our 382 in this region, okay? So I threw that box there again. We want to break past that 1412. It looked like our first price target is going to be 1460. So if you're looking to take profits after this dip and you want to make a nice trade, I feel like that would be a great move. Or if you're looking to hold steady, because I think this is going to go a lot further, you want to look at the 1.272 as our first target and then the 1.618 as our next one, and that is going to be $1,700. Now 1705 is going to be very, very close to this local high. So this local high, again, the 1.618 is showing that it wants to go somewhere in this ballpark. Is going to retrace and start to recover in a steady way, okay? When things go too fast upward, I feel like that's scary. I want to see it start to work its way upward because it's going to show that it's more of a healthy project. Now, let's go a little further out. Here, you can see the next target is going to be $1,979, and that target is right next to our all-time high, okay? So that's basically retracing perfectly back to test the new all-time high. I'm looking, once we start to test this area here, it's definitely going to take a little dip because the bears are not going to want to see it go up that fast unless bull pressure is really showing that it wants to break through. So I definitely want to check this region here, the 1979. And my next target that I'm ready to talk about publicly is going to be our 2.618. And that is going to give us a price of $2,400, okay? And to be specific, 2412. I feel like that's going to be a beautiful price target, showing that we have made a new high before we take a nice little dip and go even further. But for the short term in these summer months, I'm going to say 1460, 1705, and 2412 are going to be the key metrics you want to look at to see where Alchemix can take you. So that was my overview on Alchemix. I think this is going to be one of the DeFi gems that you need to have on your radar, okay? Now, if you're not actually looking to invest in the project, you can also use the protocol to make sure you're borrowing against your assets without selling them. This is huge. This is going to be legendary. You don't have to worry about any liquidations with your funds in the bear market. Like, let's think about this, guys. So again, I'm bringing my consulting services to my YouTube channel. If you need any assistance, please reach me at lawcrypto13@gmail.com. I'll be able to give you guys a hand. And like always, I'm gonna continue to keep finding these altcoin gems for this community. And until next time, one.